G'day folks, Tassie here, and welcome back into Tiger Town. We press on with a little bit more settlement survival. Checking out the new bathroom there, Research Institutes. So, what have we got going on? Well, looks like we're doing a little bit of farming. Right, we've got the agave and the flax happening, but no food. Alright, well, I guess that's where we are. Committed there, no food this season, but we should be fine. Now, I've got my grid on there. I'll get rid of that one if I can. There we go. So I guess one thing we haven't played with, I guess one thing we can have a look at. Don't have a real lot of options at the moment. Just down to 2 tech points there. Wouldn't mind hanging on to those with the immigrants coming in here. So maybe we can look at the pasture and a hunting cabin. Beyond that, most things are available. We have up and running. So I don't know. Let's maybe have a bit of a look at that. Get a bit of animal action up and running. So the pasture, what have we got going? I'll just draw that in there. So I was going to come one below that, I think, from a road. So what say we just have a look at the road, maybe come up around the outside edge of it. Something like that looks about right. I'll just cancel that now. So what else we got in the way of roads? Okay, I've kind of broken pattern. I just realised that. I've broken pattern here a little bit. Instead of the road coming up through there, I've actually put a double block there. That was just in a let's empty the board house of residence type move, I think. Still, it's okay. It doesn't really matter. I guess I can always remove those and push the road through and push them over one if we want to. Don't necessarily have to, but I guess we could if we want to. Might use that road. I don't really know why I'm using roads up through here, to be honest, but I'll draw that through. What do we have? Where can I draw a road and not be too worried about it? I'm going to expand that up and maybe I need to take one off. I'll take 2 off. 27 is a gap. 27, 3 8 24. 2 roads, 26, 8, 9 and 8. Maybe a little bit small. Should we consider the top road maybe? Is that online? It's not quite online. Okay. Online now. Where are we? Where's my road? Okay, I'm far too low. And that gap is 21 ultimately. Alright, well what I might do is we might do 8, 9, 8 by 10s. It'll do, it'll get us out of trouble. I think the majority of animals around were birds. Well, I've seen llamas and deer maybe. Definitely seen turkeys and geese and chicken. That looks like some deer there. Might be a little small for some of the larger animals, but I think we can live with it. Alright, well let's jump into that bottom corner and do, well, 10 by 8. Yeah, I'll be fine. 10 by 8 there. Just leave a gap and maybe run a 10 by 9 for the middle pasture. And we'll leave it at that, I think. That'll get us up and running. Can I kindly get rid of basically all roads everywhere? Thank you. Okay. I'll just hook up a road up around. I don't even know necessarily if we need to go around it, but we might just go to the end of it like that. Now, if that's 8, what's a hunting cabin worth? Where do we find the hunters? Did I miss them here? I did. It's an 8. All right, well, I guess that's kind of neat and tidy. We can line him up with the farm. Good job. How does that go encroaching into the old apiary trees? A little bit. A little bit. Not that big a deal though, I don't think. So let's roll with that. Now I might just, well, pause the pastures. Yeah. What have we got in the way of building? What have we got in the way of people doing work? I suppose there's a few being consumed with the a few farms. Only one builder. All right, well, that's fine. Why don't we roll that and basically, well, see how we get on. Up and running. Where are we at? Times 10. Excellent. Any lazies? No injuries. Doesn't look like we've got any lazies. Oh, hello. Oh dear. We've lost Albert straight away. Gatherer Albert has died of old age. Well, there you go. So we've lost a gatherer then. Poor old Albert. Literally a 3 or 4. There's nothing we can do about it. Okay. Well, that's not great. Never mind. Rest in peace, Albert. Here we're going. Up and running there. Slightly better view now. Is there much to it? No, not really. Lost a couple of trees. 2 or 3 trees. Not the end of the world, I don't think. You're, okay, so we're teacherless. Is that right? How are we going for some school kids? Anywhere near it? I think one was... That's a blacksmith. Jacqueline. That's right. That's Rebecca. Where's... What happened there? That was a bit weird. Can I please go back to the kids? Jacqueline. 6. Alrighty. Next in line. I think it goes by age, doesn't it? 6, 5, 5. Alright, a little bit of time. I guess that's one thing to consider. We don't... We've got a limit. I think it's 15, isn't it, for the school? Yeah, none of 15. I don't want to go overboard here with kids in one foul swoop, or we'll be basically forced into a second school, I guess. Just not really part of my plans, must be said. I'm not even sure where a second school would go. Maybe just wind it back on the childbirth there, folks. If you don't mind. I'd rather not build a second school if we can avoid it. We are up and running. Times 10. It's just not a real lot sort of happening, really. Up to 7. Looks like we've got a bit of activity here. Plenty of degrees, temperature-wise, so no activity, just a little. Oh, as soon as I look, you've gone and done yourself an injury. That's not good. How'd you get on? Anything huge? Wow, it's a foot fracture. It's not good, Brian. It's not good news, bud. Do we care? Maybe we should care. Not really. It's only flax. Where am I going? I think think we used all our flax up. Is that right? So we have no flax. We have a fair bit of linen. A lot of clothes. I think I changed the level of some of these, didn't I? I don't know if that's necessarily a great idea. What are we looking at? 400. Oh, you're almost there. Alright, well. Just roll on for now. 2 fields of flax, so the build's taking a fair bit of time there. Just the one builder, slogging away. 18 degrees. I guess this one's going to win the race. We might be able to throw a few people from this farm over onto the flax fields if we get the time. May not get the time. Poor old stockpiles are still full. 42%, 31. There's plenty of room. Only one in the marketplace though. I guess that's probably not helping. Not sure. Down to 11 degrees. We may not get much extra help from this group of farmers, but I think we'll throw them up there. See if they can help out. Maybe a month. That's probably about it. Never mind. You're all happy? They look pretty happy. How'd we get on? More agave. 764. Alright, well, good. That will help. I'm sure we've got a reasonable amount. Materials. Well, we're down to 400. Not anymore though. We've got plenty there. Looks like one field's quite okay. We've lost Brian here, which isn't helping the cause. What do we grab? 5? 5 new people? So I have 3. Well, poor old, who was it? Albert. Never mind Albert. Maybe we can replace Albert there. That'll be Brian. He's actually hooked up, so we don't need to consider injuries. Two in the blacksmith. Iron. Kind of hanging in there. It's not going too bad. So I literally have 2 temporarily, and then I've got quite a few. You just give the marketplace a bit of a hand there. Watch the end of the harvest, and then do a bit of the good old workplace shuffle, I suppose. 5 degrees. Going to struggle up here on that field. Couple of colourful fish there spinning around. Alright, so we've cleaned that one up. Looks pretty good. 640. Very nice. 2 degrees C. I think this is a waste of time. I've only got standard field. Has a limit. Is that right? Anyway, there you go then. I didn't actually close that down. Or did I? I did. Close it down. 6 of 6. Okay. Do what you can. Yeah, alright. 2 more people. More builders? Maybe not really. Maybe not. Coal. You are a bit of a concern. Kind of going okay. Are we... We are. Okay. Fair enough. With 2 free. At this point in time, 2 free. Alright, well, let me work a little harder on coal. Just for another couple of weeks, and then we'll see what we do with these other 5. Well, I guess we want some hunters shortly. Not quite going to make it. Almost made it, not bad. Never mind. done and dusted for the year. What's the comparison? 640 versus 540. Okay, well, never mind. Okay, farms are closed for yet another year. Year 17 harvest is done. We've still got 5,000 food. It's pretty reasonable. Wouldn't mind getting that built. Don't worry about it. Oh, look out, we've picked up a second. Just a sprained ankle for Eugene. Take it easy there, Brian. You're in dangerous territory at -2 degrees C with a foot fracture. So it's more builders. Not sure that's really necessary. How did we go? Is it maybe we just put a teacher in preparation for Jacqueline? Well, it's not even in preparation. We could do with one right here, right now. It's Brian. Is Brian not our foot fracture man? Yep. Damn it. Alright, well, with Brian locked in there, let's find a spot for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 others. Seven in the mine's good. Only one tailor. I think that's okay. Maybe we can just throw one in here to create some linen. Guess so. Is there anything else flax is good for? I'm not even sure it's going to tell me. I think it's for ropes, although we can't do anything about ropes. We don't have knitting. I don't know. Why don't you maybe just knock out some extra linen? We are chewing through the iron ore, although we could go and free gather it if we want to. Still, let's add a few in there. Leaves us with one. I think if we suggest to Brian, maybe just look after himself a bit better. Go back to being a labourer for us, Brian, and therefore, Candace. Candace is the new teacher. 23 and educated. Sounds good. Alright, away we go. Now we just need to find some hunters. Jacqueline's chosen to go to school. Excellent news. Oh, here comes the ship. And here comes a second one. Thick and fast. Any chance you've got bricks and glass? I guess not. Probably not, but we'll certainly have a look. What on earth are all these things? Blueprints. Fountain increases small amount of happiness. Damn. Who was the fool who moved the coal out? I have 1,000. Sword in stone reduces stress. Is that right? Increase citizens' lifespan. Wow. Definitely don't need herbs, soap, domestic fuel, nor coal, nor medical. They are, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that this sort of stuff was around. Very nice. So what were the options? Small amount of happiness, decrease stress, and increase the lifespan. Interesting stuff. Unfortunately, we won't be taking part in any of it. Never mind. Never mind. But it's good to know that that sort of thing is available. So they were blueprints. Okay. 2 citizens are cold. I guess by blueprints they're referring to this as opposed to decoration fountains, wherever they are. There. Very good. We've got couple of injuries, a couple of coldies. Yeah. No other sneakies. No more births. No more deaths. Alright, very good. Chugging along at 10 times. Immigrants are getting closer. Not sure our housing. I kind of assume a lot of them, if not all, will end up boarding house. Alright. It would appear the hunting lodge is a happening thing. Very nice. Well, I think we indulge. It is minus 18. May not be the best time to start wandering through the trees hunting animals, but oh, we've picked up a third injury. It's just another sprained ankle from a water fetcher. Oh, we've lost the masseur, have we? How did you end up in there, Brian? He's done a job swapsy with someone. Okay. Eugene is a tailor. We've only got one tailor. Never mind. I don't think that's a huge issue for us. What can we play with here with the hunting? 3 jobs if we want it. Okay. Well, let's steal coal. Coal's going good. If we did steal some back from the dock though, or the ferry. I'll just run with 5. I'm actually just going to close that. Maybe not ideal, but... So the injured are taken up technically with jobs as it stands. Yep. We fill that up. Okay. Sure. All 3. There we go. Leaving us with 3 proper labourers. Therefore, Brian, buddy, would you just not concern yourself with that? Enid, top of the list. Jump into the bathhouse for us. That'd be good. Do we care about a water fetcher? Well, we might care about a tailor. Maybe Eugene can stay in there. We'll just add, in fact, let Brian go in there. Maxine can help out. Considering we kind of don't really have a tailor at the moment. 1 more. We lost a water fetcher. Got 3 working on stockpiles, so I just don't really understand how all of that happens. I think we maybe just go for a bit more coal. At this point in time, Glendon is the man for the job. Jump in there, bud. That'll get us going. Hopefully the injured look after themselves. Go do a little bit of hunting. I'll be able to pick up some extra meat other than fish. I guess that's a thing. That's a thing for Tiger Town. Brian, good man. See if we can get through this winter. And we've got maybe more farming. Well, yeah, I guess so. We'll see. Bit of farming, maybe the immigrants. But it's all fairly quiet. See you later, boys. Thanks for the offer. It's good to find the blueprints there. Not sure what would be the requirement of actually building those blueprints, but Never mind. I guess we could... I'm down to 600 on the planks. I guess we could burn a little bit more timber. We did have a berth. Okay. Don't go overboard, you lot. We kind of fixed that problem, I think. Fairly successfully. Easily generate a few kids. Looks like the town can certainly handle the level of housing that we've got at the moment, so that's good. Saying that, no coal in that house. All right. Fair enough. Still plodding along on basically single figures without too much complaint. Yeah. It's certainly the most efficient way to heat houses. The coal mine, get on that bright and early, I think. Just takes the pressure off your timber supply, doesn't it? Joe's in school, as is Clark. Very good. That's going to keep... Game. Really? You've got Daphne in as the teacher. Game. Why would you do such things? Why'd you do that little sneaky switcheroo on me? Daphne is our one and only uneducated. I don't like the idea of an uneducated being a teacher, although I kind of feel it doesn't really matter, truth be told, but Quentina. Now, is there a problem with... Do we still not have a builder on the list? Labourer, gatherer, hunter, forester, quarry, brew, vendor. There's be an issue with... Well, is it... Just want to just have a look at this. It is a vacant job. It's open. There's a slot available. Just going to find Daphne and make her a labourer. I want to just have a play here, just briefly. Please be a labourer. So if I look on the list, I find Daphne, who's a labourer. I want to change her. Why is it not a vacant job? Hunter, forest, quarry, vendor, teacher, dock, masseur, clerk, water, apiarist. Is it me? Am I simply missing the fact that there is no builder on that list? It's a bit weird. Quentina, could you kindly be our teacher? Thank you. I'm kind of now left with no option but to have a lucky draw to find Larry. Am I concerned? Did we lose someone? No. One of the sprained ankles has healed. Okay. Daphne is officially a labourer. Okay. But we have a builder. Alright. You've done that, have you? Alright, well. I think we'll close that down. I think we'll get rid of it. Let's just open that one. Not sure exactly where we sit there with that now. No labourers on the list. We are losing an apiarist. Brian, just cut it out, Brian. Frankly. Anyway, never mind. Someone in the apiary and someone from the water wells apparently is what we are technically losing out on at the moment, but not a big deal. A couple of extra people in the marketplace doesn't really seem to be helping the stockpile scenario. I guess they're constantly filling it up, are they? This looks extremely dodgy. Are you fractured foot man going a long way from home? Ooh. Ooh. Are we in serious risk of losing Brian here at the moment? You need to get warm, eat and drink before you depart from that house, or you're in a lot of trouble, big fella. Excellent move, Brian. Excellent move. Wise decision. Nearly lost Brian there. What have we got going on here, poking his nose in? Random buildings will catch fire. All right. Very good. Sylvia's in school. Excellent. How's kind of hanging in there? We've sort of got 15 children at the moment, although I guess by the time, well, it'll be close. 8 years old to start. Maybe they can escape school by 16. Maybe. At the best, I suppose. So a newborn. Go close to filling out the school. 3 births in the last season game. Really? Oh, we've snuck past harvest. I missed it. I did miss that. Okay, well, I think it's too late now. We could get some. Partial harvest. That's actually a little dodgy, I think. Oh well, that's where we stand. Never mind. I think we definitely need to break open the food farms next season, or we'll be in a lot of trouble. Hey, development point. Almost at immigrant status. I don't suppose there's any chance in the world the gathering station has... I kind of suspect that there's a limit, you know. Only so much can be done, beyond which I guess you need to spend money or trade up with a ship maybe to get extra seeds, because not a real lot's happened for a long time. What is this? Soap. Interesting. Is it because you have, I presume you literally have reached it, not that you've run out of beeswax, although I kind of get the feeling you would win the race of using beeswax quicker than we can gather it? Not sure. Not sure that's necessarily true. What do we go up by? 20s? There you go. When you go to 300 and continue on your merry way there. It's either that, or we shut that down and we take note of how much soap we have and see if it actually goes down. I presume it's being consumed. I don't know who would be consuming it. Yeah, interesting. I might. Oh, we've had another kid. We're heading towards 2 schools the way this lot are going. Where was I? Why did I come in here? I want to look at labourers, I think. No, technically no labourers. Tell you what, I'm going to close that down. Don't you worry about it. Jump in here. Let's just give the iron ore a bit of a boost by doing that. Now, can I find soap? It probably a health item. We have, well, maybe not quite that. I'll just give it a little bit of time. A little bit of time, wait for things to settle down, wait for things for people to empty their backpack, I suppose. We'll see what soap we've got as far as supply, and then see how that goes down, and if so, how quickly. I can only assume it goes down, but we'll check it out, see what's going on with it. Another full stockpile. Really? $41 and 26, and another injury. And it is the blacksmith. Oh dear, we've lost Wayne. Poor old Wayne, he's passed on old age. Rest in peace, Wayne. Wonder where Wayne actually was working. Coal mine. Tragedy. Coal mine tragedy. Okay, well, the immigrants are now off screen. They can't be far away. I'll just run it until they turn up. Month 6. Definitely won't be farming with them. Not sure, we might just have to work mines fairly heavily. Maybe fill in the odd job. Well, the tailors will probably run out of work soon. Are we are brewing. Excellent. Still got Quentina in the school. Good. Yeah. I'm sure if our youngest child, or if people in school will be out of school before the youngest child is ready to go in. It'll be a close race, that one, I think. Pretty close race. How are you getting on? Oh, goody. Cheers. Cheers from the, what were they? Idle chickens? Excellent. Turkey, goose. I suppose no chicken. Maybe you only get tears. You don't actually get chicken. You only get the tears. I knew there was turkey and geese around. And deer. Yep. So we've got some feathers. That's interesting. Head towards some other clothing. I guess it's not many feathers there really, but swap out the tailor for the advanced tailor. Things like that, I guess. Oh, there we go. The immigrants have arrived. What have we got? 10, 11. 11 have applied. Still got Florence as the mayor. Are you technically a mayor? You're a town administrator. All right, very good. Well, do we have disease? Quick boost. We have 11 homeless. Can we tick through them and find out? You are homeless and in need of housing, and you're only 15, but you are educated. Interesting. Wow. Okay. 54, 33, 22, 22, 17. Have measles. Hayley. Hayley. Back to Cora at 15. Dick's got an injury. He sprained his ankle. What else we want to have a look at? I'm just taking an interest here. So clothing, it would appear none. Tools, it would appear none. All right. Well, that's I guess this sort of thing is inevitable. Sooner or later we're going to get this stuff, but of course it's measles and not cholera. You've literally forced me to burn 2 of my 3. We've got someone in the clinic. I am assuming Jeffrey. I guess Jeffrey is oh, there we go. Yeah. The cleric is injured. That's not good. We need to sort that out. And a researcher. Okay. Well, the doc's not injured. I guess that was what I was actually mucking around with there. I guess we have no choice apart from either that or tell them to go away. As I say, I guess sooner or later, just a matter of how long the RNG can help you out there. But I guess sooner or later we need to do that. So it's done. It is done. Just confirm that. But we can now treat cholera and measles. Yeah, but we've lost all our points, which is not good. Who would like to be the cleric? Because we've lost one there. Let's be a labourer, big fella. Daisy. Daisy sounds good. 26 educated. Still without your clothes. That'll do for now. Where do you go? I wonder if you might even come over here to get some tools. No. Proving me wrong. Another injury. Not sure what the attraction was on that stockpile. Clothes. Fair enough. You are going to come here to get tools. Real time counter. Yeah, ticks down. Only one of you did though. And you've all been assigned housing. 5 injuries. 9 of the 11 jumped into the boarding house. Okay, that's interesting. Was it an entire group of females? It's too late. It's too late to find out. I didn't look at that. Kind of looks like it was. All labourers, except we appointed Daisy as the cleric. Almost, the way it's shaping up, you would think, without question, a reasonably young group of ladies. Definitely a 40 or 2 and a 50. Barring that, quite a young group. Had no clothes, no tools, all educated. 1 measles, 1 injury, and all females. Interesting. Is there a thing? Maybe I'm in the wrong place there. Is that? Excuse me, menu. I'm busy. I'm busy investigating things. Structure. Town. Data. Adult students, children, inhabitants. Families, inhabitants, adults. No, I mean, maybe there is. I was looking for a male-female breakdown there, but anyway. Well, okay, there you go then. So we need to see how we get on here with the Haley and the measles. Just a quick check. I don't really. Well, all right. We've got people to play with. Larry Bud, be a labourer for us. I think we'll blacksmith. Yeah, okay. I'll just go through here, and we've got plenty of spare bodies. Leave the 5 as so we don't really have any blacksmiths at the moment. Well, it's a good thing I'm doing this, I suppose. Are we happy there? Looks like we're happy there. Let's find some of the new people. Cora. Is that our 15-year-old? That's interesting, isn't it? Very young. Good to go. Got your clothes, got your tools. Very young, but educated. That's a bit of a bonus, isn't it? I would have thought. Bit of a bonus. Can you please be a blacksmith for us? I perhaps didn't need to do that. Alexis. Researcher. 54-year-old researcher. Sounds fairly appropriate. Miriam. Gotta remember Haley. Miriam Love. Blacksmith. Phoebe. Miner. Okay. Leaving us with 2 blacksmiths apparently. Okay. Well, good. We can afford... do we only have 1 job opening up here? We do. Alright. Liz. Sounds good. Sandigger. In you go. 22 years old. Plenty of energy. It's good. Probably need plenty of energy for that job. Sounds like a bit of a slog. Carrying around wet sand and clay all day. What do I want to look at? A limit of 500. Okay. Very good. Therefore, we've probably got 6 people, 6 proper people to play with. Interesting. Not sure we need to boost up the linen. Really not too much else happening. I think we need to just experiment a bit in here. There you go. We'll open that one there up. We're not doing anything about stone, but we're not really consuming stone. Did I actually close that? There we go. It says 7. Sort of getting a little out of control, a lot of this stuff now. Sooner or later, the time would come where it just it takes too much messing around. 2 Haleys? Really? Never mind. Yeah, it's just a little too much, wouldn't it be, to continually sort this thing out? Oh dear. We've topped out on alcohol. Look, I guess that's a good thing. 500. Wow. 6 traded goods. What does that even mean? Ooh, okay. There is a list of traded goods. So many things to learn. Interesting. Okay. Are you telling me the truth? You basically are telling me the truth. Look, we'll shut that down. We'll suggest we can have perhaps 5 in here and just break it open. Now, we are no doubt... we have 5 people who are employed but not being efficient for us, but as I say, how much micromanaging is enough? I think we're at the point pushing almost 80 pop now. Just whoop, measles has been treated. Well, that's good. Successful mission there, I guess. That's good. Rocking the 5 injuries into autumn or fall, depending on where you live. I guess just going to put a little bit of extra pressure on food and water. Beyond that, clothing and tools we covered well and truly. We are working tools, but not clothes. All right. Well, I think the quest for the theatre has basically been shot in the foot, hasn't it? Really now. About 1 1/3 development points. Really, the only quick out would be a ship bringing in glass and bricks, which would let us use just 3 points to activate the theatre, but it does seem a little bit of a long shot. More immigrants. That's interesting. I do feel we maybe it was a things change each time when you close the game down and you load up a loaded game. Cloris has gone to school. Things do change. Temperature changes. There's a few things that aren't necessarily maintained from the last time. I kind of get the feeling some of these little calendar things, you may have been playing the game and then you shut it down, you load up the game the next day or the day after or whatever, load up your game save. And I think it can change some of these events, along with a few other smaller details like temperature. It clearly holds the dates and of course your people and your town, but other things do seem to change. So I don't know whether we may have missed out on a group of immigrants. It seemed to be a long time there between groups. 6 of 15 with 11 children. A second school is almost becoming a bit of a thing for Tiger Town, which is not good. Just the 3 injuries remain, all of which are fractured feet. I take it back. Did we just lose someone? No. No, just somebody's foot was healed. Okay. So we lost a vendor and a miner. Not a huge thing. It's only an iron ore miner. Well, look. Is there not a thing here? Medicine, raw material, construction material. I guess that is the other option, isn't it? We could literally order some in and not worry about the random chance. But we still need the points to unlock police station of little use. I guess the church upgrade's kind of interesting, isn't it? That'll help the happiness. Well, that's yeah. I would like to get that far, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see on that one. I think we'll just roll through. Well, maybe we can roll through to the start of year 19. Back to 0% stress. I guess that's a question, isn't it? What will we do with the 9 boarding house people? On the assumption we get roughly 2 to a house on an initial kind of move in, it seems to me that's a bit the way it goes. We'll hold 4, but I think building a house will probably get 2 move in. I guess it's going to be 2 ladies. But we might have to build 4 if we actually want to completely empty the boarding house. It's a reasonable chance we actually have to build 5. Happiness just tends to bounce between 1 to 2. 2 or 3 empty bars up there. Oh, I saw a bit of a... was that somebody just coming out of a house? Or did somebody not quite make The foot fracture scenario, not sure. Christopher, another one in school. Definitely keeping you busy there, Quintina. Which is good. It's all very good. Here we'll go with the random buildings. It's not too bad. A couple of wells. Kind of either side in the central of town, I suppose. So I guess we could have a bad problem if it's down here in the coal mine or maybe out here in the apiary. Well, that's not going to spread, is it? Out there. We've hit Jan. We'll have too much trouble. I don't know exactly the severity, but I guess we'll certainly hang on. Try our luck with that. Development points are ticking up quite quickly. Nothing to hang on to. I think we will go that route. We'll hang on to the development points until we get 3. Sure we'll necessarily build a police station. I don't think there's any necessity to at the moment. We'll get that one. That'll be interesting. See how that influences the town's happiness. Look at building a theatre. We've got our own Lodestone. We just simply need to order in some brick and some brick and some glass. Make sure we've got what we need in here so that we can... maybe. No, I might be thinking incorrectly there. We probably need silver coins. I think that's the way it would go. I don't think we can do a goods for goods, so the planks are basically useless as far as ordering bricks and glass. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if I had to guess, I think that's probably the case, which means we could put in the grocer. But of course that is another development point spent to achieve that. Interesting little problem. I guess we can strike it lucky with a ship carrying some construction material, but we'll see how we get on with that. So that's all very interesting. How the hunt has been getting on. What sort of level of 300 venison, 200 turkey, just 15 geese. Why do we only have 6 feathers? Because we've gone through an additional year, I suppose. Because there was like 27 or something, wasn't there? So why only 6? I don't know. I do not know. 6 tiers. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Is there any chance that allows us to build something like that? Apparently it only takes 1, and it would seem that we have 6. I thought you had to slaughter them. Well, I suppose if you're out hunting them in the wild, then yeah, maybe they are out there slaughtering them. Interesting. I kind of get the feeling that we could do that. I'd need to I guess check through some of these item materials. What on earth would it be? Materials? Trade. It was trade, wasn't it? It does say we've got 6. Interesting. I kind of thought we would have to capture them, put them into pastures before any of the tiers became a thing. Well, it looks like that isn't the case. So we might have to look at dropping a statue, just decorate. I guess we could throw a few decorations around the place. Kind of leave plenty of room to drop in. I don't know what would drop in. Something like some little lanterns, stone lanterns, some street. Well, we need lights. I think we have some lights. I think you start the game with some lights, but we could build a squintillion stone lanterns around the place. Interesting, but I think that's where we'll leave it for this one. We'll come back and do a little bit more work for Tiger Town, see if there's any chance that we can get to the theatre option there. I think we'll still unlock it, even if we play with the church. Although interesting thought of the grocery store. I guess we need to spend one development point to save spending 2 development points, because we could buy it with coins instead of unlocking the calcining kiln and the surface burden to create our own bricks and glass that way. So it's really only saving 1 development point, isn't it? Although it generates silver coins. Many ways to achieve the same thing, I suppose, which is good. Makes the game. Gives you plenty of options, doesn't it? But we will leave it there, folks. So thanks very much for taking an interest in this episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.